What's up, Sway? Fight back,
So,
Sway, man. Fuck these niggas, man.
so one, I mean, having sex with women is easy universal. It's actually easier in major cities. One, you talking about up in a bitch. Like I said, I choose the bitches that I want to deal with. And when y'all talking about, I don't want to deal with. I've had sex with multiple women across the United States in multiple major cities. Like I said, it's not hard, especially if you light skin. You talking about black women, they love me. That's just a fact. Two, it's not like I don't deal with young women coming in and out. I actually live in a major college town. So young women from ages 18 to 25 come in year fresh with a new mindset of youngness, all the shit y'all talking about, and all the new headaches you would have to deal with. But the idea that I'm going to conform to what women think is correct has never worked for me. What I do right now and how I move has worked for me regardless of what state or city you're talking about. I've lived in New York. I've been to Atlanta with Cheeky. I've been to LA. I've been to San Francisco. I've been to Texas. I've been to Florida. I've been overseas.
So, can I say something?
Hey, Sway, your logic is good for a nigga
Yeah,
that's looking to be in a committed relationship. We young right
No,
now.
well, I'm
We
saying
don't
not
get
even
no
that.
fuck about
It's,
that,
it's
bro.
it's
for
deeper than
me,
that.
I can fuck women, right? I can fuck fours, fives, sixes, sevens, whatever. But at the end of the day, if you end up with a kid or you end up with a nigga trying to come stab you because she didn't tell you she was actually cheating on you with like, there's a lot of other shit going on that I'm just trying to avoid. So I'm very
We
picky
ain't talking
who I'm
about
trying
that
to
though.
even deal with. Like these bitches is trying to set a nigga up, and if y'all willing to just give
See,
the away to these
hey,
hoes,
see,
that's on y'all. I'm
here's
not
the
with it.
other side. They not YouTubers, so they just talking like, yo. See, when we really start talking, it sounded different now.
Well,
Mm.
I mean,
What you,
Chiki's only been in this space for 2 years.
right? So I ain't been here long, but the
Qualified
thing is,
though, compared to them, that's qualified.
yeah. But I get what I'm saying is like what Sway's saying. Like I met Sway in person. We met in person, so we know the vibe and the shit we kind of give off to each other and other people. You can assess that.
Yeah.
Sway, I get what Sway's saying. Sway wouldn't have a hard time getting a woman, right? Because he's playing a different game. What it sound like Chi-Town, Jim, and maybe some of the younger niggas is doing is just fucking around, which is cool because that's what everybody want to do, both men and women, right? The problem is if you're the person that's saying I want a relationship and you 21 to 25, my nigga, the question is what are you doing? Because we all know that shit ain't happening, right?
Right.
We're not saying what, and this has just been my experience, and I got young niggas too that just kind of let me know what's going on with them.
Mhm.
There's some young men that do want relationships, but then there's some men that accept it.
Some,
I'm not going.
some. Come
All
on,
right, there's a smaller percentage, a minority, not a majority. There we go. We good.
Yes,
There's
sir.
a minority of men that want relationships, but the majority of men have realized this is not what's going to be happening until maybe we get older, like 27, 28, 29, almost 30.
Mhm.
Because niggas see how they moving. Niggas is paying attention.
So, Jeff, question: Are you well? Let's say relationship. So I understand what Sway's saying. I understand what the other brothers are saying. When y'all get in relationships based on the climate that y'all lived in, right? Regardless of where Sway is, I just think the climate with the women. I think the mindsets are, I would say, overwhelmingly the same. Are you accepting the fact that your chick was a hoe?
My chick went
Well, I know
no,
everybody's an outlier, right? But like, let's say you was like a regular
nah,
nigga.
but like, no, I ain't never dealt with that. Like I was always messing with somebody that didn't. I know what you've been around. I picked you because I knew that you was different from everybody else.
Okay.
But I mean, in terms of like, in terms of just relationships, I guess, like, or what we want to do in relationships, I don't think we mind like doing things that maybe older niggas not really down to do,
What that
like pay,
mean?
like pay for things or like trick a little bit. Like we ain't really
Huh?
tripping about that. Like we
You
not really.
tricking? Oh, you doing a lot of smiling, nigga. Oh, what?
Yeah,
Hold on. Hey, Jarice, he try to slip that shit in. Pause. Like, wait, can't hit a nigga.
He tricking. He
Wait,
tricking.
wait, wait.
Don't
What
focus
you mean
on that,
trick?
dog.
Wait, I'm
Hey, yo, he drinking that water, real.
Thirsty as that
We
right
talking
now.
about some.
He said it ain't tricking if he got it.
Hey, it ain't tricking. Got it. Like it's a good time.
Hey,
Oh man.
You spending
I
bread,
thought I was with you, dog.
bitches, you don't-
Yeah, bro. I mean, I ain't going broke. You feel me? But I'm having.
Well, so break it down. So
Like that,
Jeff,
like-
before everybody jump on him, break this down for us.
What you mean? Like what tricking is?
How you trick?
I mean, I don't really. I'm not gonna go out like too far on my way. I might like if I'm on the phone with a girl or like and she like with her friends like in a hotel room or something, and I'm like kind of just kicking it. Like I might send a bottle or something or buy a bottle like send her to the room type. Or like I mean I'm not like super crazy with like going to the clubs all the time, but like I mean when we go to the club it's like 3-4 of the homies and we gonna invite more women to spend money for the evening. Like I don't really. I mean. I ain't never had a problem with like going out with a bunch of girls and like the guys pay for the tab. Like I consider stuff like that tricking. Like I'm not gonna go take a girl to like the shopping or nothing like that. Like I ain't gonna do nothing out my way like that. But I mean I show people a good time when I'm out.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
I
if you
agree
and
with
three of your mans go out, right? You buy a table, right? You buy a couple bottles. Women come to the section. You consider that tricking for all intents and purposes.
Are you doing it for coochie?
Nah, it's just a good time. I mean,
Yeah,
I can
it's
get
some player
out all
shit.
day.
Well,
I
I
got
think
the-
that's the real point of tricking is the outcome. If you're
No,
not getting
you the coochie is it happens, Sway. It may not be the exact goal, but it happens. Bro.
in terms of
It's
tricking,
gonna happen in between. I'm having a good time. Like I don't really be tripping about it. Like I'm gonna have a good time.
I don't believe that, bro. Sometimes,
Nah,
like
see, look, this what
sometimes
go ahead.
if you gonna go to the club, you spend $500 on bottles and section and all that, and you don't go home and get no ass, you gonna feel like you wasted.
You
Like
wasting
nigga,
your money.
niggas do
You
that
gonna
every
get
weekend.
cracked as
If you
fuck.
do that every weekend, you ain't
I
getting
know,
no
and I'm
ass.
not doing it every weekend.
Come on,
It's
bro.
just
That's not a good time, bro. That's not a good time. You're wasting your time.
Hold on. Wait, pause. Y'all can't. I get Jeff. I understand Jeff because I ain't about no fucking section because I don't be going to the club. Fuck the club. But it'd be cool to be having women around and you don't
yeah,
gotta.
that's enough.
Like for example, if you ever been to a kickback and the first thing everybody asks for is where the hoes at, and we all know the niggas ask where the hoes at, not talking to the hoes. But it'd be cool to be having feminine energy in a room when you just sitting back, they smoking hookah, because you know you can buy a hookah and you can buy the coals and shit.
Yeah.
People got setups, you know, and if you got enough money, you can buy the strip lights, you can set a vibe and be real chill, and you don't gotta do shit. And then at the end of the night, well, end of pretty much early morning when it's like 3 a.m., 4 a.m. and it's time to go. You was like, bro, I ain't had to smash, but I had a good time, and I'm glad the ladies came because we was able to chill. But sometimes
money you
you get the pass around that be in that one room in the back.
All right.
See,
So
like
I don't know,
my
man.
definition.
Hold on.
Like I
My
got
definition
a
of tricking.
experience.
well, yeah, because I want to make sure Sway get in because he was trying to
No, I'm
talk.
saying if you spend $300 a night and the intention is to get coochie out of it, then I mean that's definitely tricking. But
So
I think
Sway, let me give you the scenario. So me and my friend, let's say I'm not DJing, right? Or I'm about to DJ like last or whatever the case is. I don't when I was like going out, I don't like standing in the middle of the floor, right? So oftentimes shit'll be discounted, right? Because I'm the DJ, you know, but it's still $300 or $400, especially in DC, you know. But it is just like, hey, I'm just trying to be in the section. But to not have the women doesn't make any sense either. And then to not close also doesn't make sense in your brain. So I think you got a point. But what about the first part, Sway? Do you still consider it tricking if we don't close that night, but it's like an ordinary thing? You're on mute. Oh.
I think if that's just your lifestyle and people kind of know you and and then you just have regular random women showing up and it is what it is, like that's just different. Like that's like a rapper lifestyle. I don't think that's what's happening. I think, you know, he might be doing it, but if a nigga like somebody else I know, I ain't gonna say no names. I can't ever say no names because they like beefing in these streets for some reason.
You can't fight.
Another nigga would do that, and he do that on constant repeat. He end up becoming on these YouTube streets like these hoes ain't shit. Like I'm like, bro, you the dumbass nigga that think spending $300 a night on bottles and in clubs and shit like that, or more. You already said a section's 300. You got to get a section plus bottles plus doing the effort to get the hoes there. If you don't already know them, it's just that's what the no. I can't do that night on night and not get no coochie. It don't make no sense. That's just a waste of time. You got to think of a new game plan, homeboy.
So just to be clear, real quick, Jeff said he don't do it every weekend, right?
Yeah, this ain't every time. I mean, if I want to, yeah.
Right, that's what Jeff. I'm on the same page because I got homies and niggas do that shit. But what I'm saying, what
make it quick.
Jeff was saying, huh?
Make it quick. God damn it.
Man, never mind, bro. Wear your backwards cap and leave me alone. All right?
Nah.
I don't know. Y'all know what y'all definition of tricking is. Like,
I want to get Chi-Town there because Chi-Town, I feel like Chi-Town is a veteran when it comes to
I'm
spending his money, and then he pays rent on day 10. Go ahead, Chi-Town.
Hey, look, this is the only way I spend a massive amount of money, right? I agree with Jeff was saying. Like, sometimes when you in the club, you want some females around, bro. Like, you don't want a whole bunch of niggas around and all that. I agree with that. Nah, but look, this is how I spend my money, right? If I got a chick that I'm really trying to smash, that I'm pursuing, like, if I know she ain't used to the type of shit I'm used to, like, I'll take her to a nice restaurant she ain't never been to before. You know what I'm saying? I introduce her to some new shit because I'm doing some shit that she ain't used to that these other niggas ain't doing. So that's my way of tricking a little bit. So if a chick ain't never been to an Ocean Prime, some shit like that, I'll take her to Ocean Prime, get her some wine, get her some drinks, and she'll be amazed by that shit. By the time we done, she'll want to come back to the crib with me anyway. You know what I'm saying?
Shit like that.
That's my definition of tricking. I'll buy a bitch a pair of shoes. You know what I'm saying? If I'm really fucking with her like that, and she's showing reciprocation, I'll buy some shoes. But all that big money shit, like purses and all that shit, I ain't with that.
So let's do this. Let me get Jarice. Did you want to comment on this at all?
Nah, I'm good.
Yo, can I just quick question? Who's on the panels took a girl on a date and you bought her an accessory?
Like flowers?
An accessory?
No, like jewelry, shoes,
like an anklet or necklace
on it, like on the date.
You went to the mall and she said, "I like that," and you bought that shit.
Like
you dating her or like a date?
No,
like
you just the second date.
Oh, nah, I ain't never did nothing like that, bro.
All right, because
I remember I used to my homies that did that.
I feel like shit like that's tricking. Like when you taking her out on dates and you like spending money on gifts and she's just kind of there, like. But the idea that you kind of created because to Jeff's point, you creating an ambiance, a situation that kind of actually is enjoyable for you, kind of regardless. Like they're just there to kind of help it. You can run,
enhance it,
but you can run, but shoes help. I use that example all the time. You know what I mean? So they're good to have if you want to have a good experience. But for the most part, if you and your boys just having fun, at the end of the night, to Cheeky's point, it was just all in all a good night. Especially if you got the bread, you don't give a fuck about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What, you disagree? Be nice. You trying to say something?
I disagree slightly. Just because I don't know. I just, even if I do like having like women around me, it's a certain type of woman. I can't just have a bunch of birds flying around like that. Like I don't like a bunch of birds flying around me. So personally, I can't just be like, oh, I like the feminine energy around. No, I'm like, who are these birds?
Bro, I ain't gonna, bruh. What?
See, we talking about two caliber women. Is y'all
first
talking
of all,
about,
first
y'all
of all,
talking about birds?
You
Y'all talking about bird bitches, or y'all talking about them bitches? Like,
you pick the women, brother.
Oh, you pick them?
You invite them into your section. Nigga.
I don't fucking know. I don't fucking know, bro. I don't be doing that shit.
He said
I'm a nerd, bro. I don't go to the fucking club. I stay out that bitch for a reason.
Bro, no, we was talking about kickbacks and shit too, though. Like club, like
you pick like any sitting when you invite like some chicks over.
I don't mind.
Yeah,
I don't
like,
mind. I don't think it's tricking to like make a good time. But like if the good time you're not actually enjoying, or if like it's not something that involves you
Be
really.
nice.
Then I
Be,
can't
Me
really
be
personally,
nice.
I don't.
Did you go ahead, Devin?
I'm about to just say this. I don't believe no man enjoys going to the club unless you get the section right. You surrounded by niggas. It's hot. It's sweaty. They playing songs you don't like half the time. If you don't complete a mission that night, unless you know what I'm saying, you are just trying to have that once in a while type. You know what I'm saying? I want to go out tonight with the guys. I want to get the bars. I want to get the sign type shit. You know what I'm saying? And that
Mhm.
still itself is a to put on an image of like, yeah, I got money. You know what I'm saying? Because now niggas be doing bottle wars. You know what I'm saying? They just spending that shit just to show everybody else in the club that they got more money. So it's like another one of those like social status type
Yeah.
like acts. You know what I'm saying? Like you do that to like, you know what I'm saying? Like that's how we are. It's like we want to show out. You know what I'm saying? Like that's ingrained in us. Like we want to get nice things. You know what I'm saying? So
Mhm.
I just feel
not
as
all
like a
of us.
man, we don't want to do that stuff for no reason. You feel what I'm saying? Like
I mean, the
Yeah.
strategy should be to have something with you anyway. Like you're not
yeah,
gonna have, you're not
Yeah.
gonna,
yeah,
yeah. Even if I'm inviting women into the section, I'm gonna have somebody with me that I know,
Exactly.
regardless
for
of what
sure.
go down, I'm gonna be straight. Like
Wait,
even if,
wait, Jeff. To clarify, like saying to the beach.
Yes.
Wait, hold on. It's different
I
though,
mean,
because wait, Hamp, don't, bro. Women be trusting women, so when they see other women, they feel like, oh, it must be safe.
Hmm?
No, see, that's why I said it's a difference between the chicks y'all talking about. Now, if me and my niggas in the club and we got a section, but you know it's a difference between birds and then you got them chicks in your city that's known and that's them shorties. You know what I'm saying? Them the ones you want to have in your section. You don't want to have a bunch of bird bitches in your section. You want to have them shorties that actually got some motion in the streets in your section.
and it
Huh?
don't be
In the motion in the
Wait, wait, wait,
street.
wait, 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 wait.
Oh,
Hold on,
Yo, I
hold
I
gotta
on.
think
go. Hold on.
you want one of them
What I
junks that's really have
Nah,
a rapper baby mama, bro. That's insane.
what I mean by motion in the streets is that you want the popular chicks, the good looking chicks in your
yeah,
section.
the good looking.
You don't want just any old bird bitches in your section. You want them shorties that's popping that niggas want. Like damn, dude, them up there with shorty and them on my mama. Like them the chicks you want, bro. You don't want just any old bird bitches in your section. Like if you got a
So
known, like if you got a known female that's online that everybody know and she's thick and she got friends and shit, them the ones you want to bring to your section. You
Unless
know what
you
I'm saying?
like a lame or a trick, it really ain't
That's
that hard.
that's like
But
it's more than two different types of women. You can't just say it's birds and it's those types. It's like it's ones in between, and it's like that shit that you're talking about. I that's not bro.
I mean, I just need them to look good. And I
Like
need,
no, like no, you talking about known and popping on like
if
popping
I got a
popping
fly,
how? It's only a few ways you could be popping online as a woman. You either popping that ass or you you popping something else. You know what I'm saying? It's not too many ways you could be popping online as a female. Like in my
Shot
opinion,
I
like
down.
look
No,
good. Like,
the
it's just
criteria
I look good. It
is
ain't
Yeah.
really about the
good
type
and
of
be annoying.
Let me read these super chats real quick. Shot Town, we got to get you out of Chicago. I know that's the first thing we need to do. And then the Black Dragon with the $2 says, "Can you all list attributes of a 304 versus a wife?" Okay, let's get to that. Scuba Good and Junior with the $5 says, "Young brother Jeff is tricking, especially if you got it." Mike Brown with the $5 says, "Hant ellipsis. Felder swear I trick, but somehow he the beneficiary of female energy. Niggas has to learn to have a good time. It's not tricking." Yeah, yeah. If we all went out,
Right.
right, and we got a section, I'd be damned if it's all 8 of us just in the section. That makes zero sense. Like,
Facts.
and Sway gonna be like, "Yo, man, them bitches don't got no morals." Shut up, Sway.
I ain't looking for no morals. We looking for the hoes tonight. We ain't looking for
Told you the
morals.
criteria is
He gonna be sitting back. He gonna be like, Sharif. Don't start that bullshit, Sharif. You gonna sit your ass down,
Yo.
man.
nah.